Okay, so everyone open page number 48 from your science book, and you can mute and unmute your device yourself, and you mute your device when you are not telling. Akash Kumar Gupta, from your device some noises are coming. Okay, Akash, you mute your device. Okay, now it's okay. Now it's okay. So today we will start from this part, evaporation. The process of convert water into its vapor is called evaporation. All of you know that. And I have also showed you one video in previous classes about how we get the salt from the seawater, right? You remember that video? That how we evaporate the seawater and get the salt. So evaporation is due to high temperature, water gets transformed into, or water changes into water vapor due to high temperature. That is called evaporation. This process takes place continuously whenever water is present. So whenever in any place water is present and sufficient temperature is there for evaporation, evaporation will continuously happen. For example, seawater contains many types of salts mixed in it. And I have also told you seawater is the salt. So when it gets the salt actually from the rocks, from the mountains. When the rainwater falls, rainwater flows through the mountains, it also takes or carries the salt content present in the rocks of the mountains. And ultimately, when it mixes to the salt water or to the seawater, sorry, all the salt contains. And whatever modeling the seawater. Seawater is salty. So it's the common salt. Many different salts are available there. And one of them is the common salt that we use. In seawater allowed light and slowly turns into water vapor. So the seawater is allowed to stand in shallow pits. You have seen the right now I have divisions are made right? Some divisions were there like this. Years divided into few squares like this, right? And in these squares, those sea waters, particular amount of seawater were allowed to store here in these squares. Okay, suppose a particular area. You can't hear anything?
Ma'am, you are speaking. We can hear what you are speaking, but it is very breaking.
Yes, ma'am, some things we can hear.
Okay, then just pay a little bit more attention and try to listen to me. Okay, if there is some network problem, maybe due to that it may happen. So what happens? A particular area is divided into into more squares, and then in those areas that is called here, you can see shallow pits. So the seawater is stored there and it is allowed to evaporate. Due to the heat of the sunlight, the seawater gets evaporated. And when the seawater gets evaporated, only the salt remains. And that salt is collected by people and then they send it to the industries for further processing. After the processing is being completed in the industries, they are packaged and sent to the markets for selling. So this is how we get the salt. Now one activity is there that we will have to perform. The aim of the activity is to separate a mixture of water and salt. So this thing you can do it yourself. What are the materials that you need? A bowl and distilled water, salt, beaker and flat pan. Okay, so you need these things. The method is take a bowl of distilled water and dissolve a teaspoon of salt in the water. Then continue to add salt slowly and dissolve it till the time you are not able to dissolve anymore. So first of all, you will have to take distilled water in a bowl, and after that you will have to start adding salt into it. Okay, so you will have to continue adding the soil until or unless you will see that after some time the salt is not getting dissolved into the water. So when you will add 1 tablespoon of salt, then 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons, 4 tablespoons, you will see, you will just add and stir. You will see the salt will dissolve in water, right? We all know salt dissolves in water. But after some time, when you will complete it, completely depends of the quantity of the water that you have taken, how much water you have taken. Maybe after 5 or 6 tablespoons, you will notice that though you are adding the salt and stirring it well, but the salt is not getting dissolved into the water. Then what you will have to do, pour the salt solution in a flat pan, leave it overnight in a slightly warmer place, and allow the water to evaporate. So at that stage, you will have to shift this solution, this salt solution, at which stage when no more salt can be added. When you are adding the salt, but the salt is not getting dissolved into water, at that point, you will have to take that water salt solution into a flat pan, and you will have to keep that pan in a more warmer place and leave it for overnight. Okay, and then allow the water to evaporate itself. Because the place is warmer, so the water will definitely evaporate itself. Now, what is absorption? What is the observation? You will see dry salt in a flat pan next morning. So next morning, what you will see dry salt. The conclusion is water and salt are separated by the process of evaporation. So the simple method, you will not, you can do it easily in your home also. You can do it yourself. Just take a bowl of water, start mixing salt to it, and start the solution with, and continuously you just add salt to it until or unless you will see that no more salt is getting dissolved into the water. At that time, you pour that water salt solution to a flat pan and leave it in a warmer place overnight, so that, and allow the water to evaporate itself. Next morning, you will see no water is there, only few dry salts are present on the pan. This is how we can separate water and salt from each other by the process called evaporation. Okay, this process is called evaporation. Now,
Okay,
read this part and tell me if you have any problem. If anyone has any doubt or any problem in this particular part, you can tell me. Okay, no problem.
No, ma'am.
It's quite easy, it's very easy. Next part is distillation. So that is also a process. What is distillation? It's a method of obtaining pure liquid from a solution. So if we have a solution, from that solution means so many substances are mixed in that liquid. Now how we will get the pure form of the liquid from the solution? The solution is heated so that the liquid can be evaporated. The vapors are then cooled down. They condense to give the pure liquid. So what happens? The experiment that we have just performed with salt and water, that was a mixture, that was a solution, water and salt solution. We have allowed the water to evaporate, and we have what we have got? We have got the dry salt. So we have separated the water and salt, but we have got dry salt. We have not got the pure water, right? We get pure water, the distilled water that we have started with after that experiment. No, right? We have got the salt, but we have not got the pure water. Now, by the process of distillation from a solution, we can get the pure water back. How we will get the pure water back? In the previous method also, the water that you are evaporating, somehow if you can manage to condense when the water vapor is going up, if you can, you are able to just you are able to perform condensation. Condensation means cool down the temperature. Then the water vapor will again turn into water droplets. That is used in the process of distillation. So this is in this process, from a solution, we can get the pure form of water. In the laboratory, these kinds of equipments are used. You can see here, these kinds of equipments are used to get the distilled water from a solution, to separate the distilled water from any solution. So what we will have to do, distillation is done by setting up an apparatus. So this is the apparatus. A solution of salt and sugar is taken in a flask. Then the flask is heated gently so that the liquid boils and evaporates. The vapor of evaporating liquid thus formed is passed through a condenser where they are cooled down to get the pure liquid. The clear liquid is obtained as is known as the distillate. On distillation, for some time, all water is distilled, okay, out, and a white residue of sugar and salt are left in the flask. So what do we do here? See, in this flask, the solution is kept in this flask. So here it is written sugar, salt, and water solution. So you have mixed, suppose, some amount of sugar and some amount of salt to this water, and you have kept it in this flask. So what is the flask here? This apparatus separately, it is called a flask. So inside that flask, we have taken water, sugar, and salt solution. Now what we will do, this one is called Bunsen burner. What is it called? It is called Bunsen burner. We can also take spirit lamp, okay? So we will heat it. You can see the flame here. We will heat this water. As we will heat this water, what will happen? This water will be evaporated, right? The water will convert into water vapor. That is the gaseous form of water at high temperature. And evaporation, yes.
Water.
Yes, tell it again.
Then we can take the distilled water.
No, if we take the, yes, you can take distilled water, but you must make the solution, right? You must add salt or sugar, or else what you will separate, right? You must take the solution of salt, sugar, and water. That water you can take distilled water. So when the water will evaporate, the water vapor then is allowed to. So this is a thermometer. Why thermometer is used? To check the temperature, because a particular temperature is needed for evaporating the water or for the evaporation, and a particular temperature is needed for condensation, because for condensation we must cool down the water vapor. So the water vapor rises to the upward direction because this is the gaseous form of water. So gases always tend to go to the upward direction as they are very light. So it will go upward to the upward direction, and now it will get a way to pass through this chamber. Now this part is called a condenser. You see why it is called condenser? Because here condensation takes place. As the water vapor passes through this broad and flat chamber, the temperature is cooled down then, right? So when the water vapor will enter this part, the temperature of the water vapor will be much higher. But when the water vapor will travel this long pathway, the temperature will cool down. The water vapor will cool down, the temperature will fall, and as the water vapor will cool down, it will again turn back to water droplets, and those water droplets will not contain any sugar or salt mixed with it, because they have not evaporated. Sugar and salt, they don't evaporate, only water evaporated. And this is why the water droplets that we will get after this condensation, that will be the pure water, the pure form of water that we have taken before making the mixture. Okay, for making the mixture, the pure form of water that we have taken, that will be in a drop wise, it will be stored here in this beaker. That is called a beaker. Okay, so that water drop by drop, it will be stored here. It will drop, it will fall here, and we will collect it in a beaker. So what is this apparatus called? Everyone tell me. Tell me. I have just told you. Any one of you. What is this apparatus called?
Ma'am, that Bunsen burner at the last one, and that one is.
No,
that,
I have just marked with red. I have just marked with red, that one.
Ma'am, this is the dirty water or
Flask.
the mixed water.
This is called flask. Okay, that is made up of glass, and that is called flask. And now tell me this one. What is this apparatus called?
Bunsen burner.
Bunsen burner.
This is the Bunsen burner. Yes. And what is this? I'm marking with red. This one. This is the stand. Very good. And what is this?
Thermometer.
Thermometer. And what is this part called? This part?
Condenser.
Condenser.
Very good. And what is this? What is this called?
Distilled
In which
water.
Distilled liquid. Distilled water. Distilled
No,
water.
this one is the distilled water, but we are storing the distilled water in which apparatus?
Funnel.
Beaker.
Beaker.
This is called beaker. Okay, this is called a beaker. Okay, what is funnel? Who was telling funnel? Funnel looks like this.
Ma'am, Aryan Hussain.
The funnel helps to take one bottle to another liquid.
Yes, from one, if we are transferring any liquid from one bottle to another, to avoid spilling, we should use the funnels. So that we can avoid the spilling. Okay, so these are called funnels. Okay. And what are these apparatuses called? Can anyone tell me? Let me see. These are called conical flask. These are called conical flask. Okay. So these are some lab apparatus. Conical, cone shaped. You can see cone shaped, conical flasks.
Yes.
So the water that we get here, the pure form of water that we get here, what is it called? After distillation process, the pure water that we get, what is that water called? Distillate.
Distilled water.
Distillate. Okay. After distillation process, the pure form of liquid that we are getting, that is called the distillate. Now the next part is, or the next method is condensation. You all know evaporation, condensation. These are completely opposite methods, right? When we heat up the water, when we just increase the temperature, the water changes into water vapor. That is called evaporation. And if we cool down the water vapor, then the water vapor will again change to what? Water droplets, right? That process is called? What is that process called? When we change the water vapor into water? No one can say that.
Tell again the question.
See, if we increase the temperature, then water will change to water vapor, right? That is called evaporation. Now, if we cool down the water vapor and the water vapor again changes or turns back to water droplet, what is that process called?
Condensation.
Condensation, very easy. So you must have observed water droplets on the outside of a glass of ice cold soft drink. So you must have seen that on the surface of the glasses containing ice cold soft drinks, though when you poured the soft drink, that was dry, but when you are about to touch it, or when you are holding it, you can see that the outer surface became very wet, right? You can see water there, or drops of water under a plate used to cover hot milk or food items. So whenever you cover any any container containing hot milk, you cover it with a metal or glass cover or any plate. After some time, you take out the plate and see at the inside part, you will see water droplets. These drops of water are water vapors that have condensed into liquid state. We know that water is present in the air in the form of water vapor. When water vapor touches the cold surface of the glass, it changes into water droplets. The change of water vapor into water is called condensation. That is also very easy. So everyone mark up to this. For today, that's it. Tomorrow we will start this part, solutions and solubility. A little bit portion from this topic we have discussed today also, as where I have told you to mix the salt solution, mix the salt into water until or unless you are not able to mix more salt. So we will learn about it later. So if any material, any substance can be dissolved into liquid, they are called soluble. And if any particular substance cannot be dissolved into any liquid, they will be called insoluble, right?
Yes.
So you know all these things. Okay, now tell me, if I am dissolving sugar into water, what will be the sugar called? That is the solid material. What will it be called?
Ma'am, solubility.
Solubility.
No, not solubility. The sugar will be called, if I am adding sugar into water, the sugar will be called
Soluble.
solute. No, solute. Solute.
Yes, ma'am,
Sugar
solute.
will be called solute, right? And the water will be called
Soluble.
solvent. Solvent. So if I add sugar into water and mix it or dissolve it, then the sugar will be called
Solution.
Yes, wait. The sugar will be called solute and the water
Solute.
will be called solvent. And solute plus solvent, that means sugar plus water. It will make sugar water solution. Right?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So solute plus solvent, it makes the solution. Sugar plus water, it makes the sugar water solution or the syrup. Okay, so we will read in details about it in the next class. So before that, everyone should read this part. Okay, if you have any problem in this part, you can tell it to me or you can ask me that tomorrow. Okay, now everyone check, you can mute or unmute your device. I'm going to
Yes.
unmute your mute.